current Open leaders. On the men's side, Rich Froning has won the Open every year he's been in it, except for 2011 when he finished third. For the women, it's Samantha Briggs looking for her second straight Open championship. She currently has 2 victories in 14.1 and 14.4.
I tell you what, I'm hoping that Samantha Briggs just crushes this one. She's been hammering through this entire Open, and I think she wants to show the boys that she can take them all.
Down to the floor, the Clash of Champions is set to begin.
5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go!
14.5 underway from a jam-packed Kezar Pavilion. 5 champions, Graham Holmberg, Annie Thorisdottir, Rich Froning, Samantha Briggs, and Jason Khalipa. 21 thrusters, 21 bar-facing burpees. We decrease it by 3. It's for time.
You know, the first thing you think about when you look at this thruster workout is you're going to think Fran. Problem is, though, you don't get to fly through those pull-ups, so they have to do those burpees, which are also going to be a little slower because they got to get over that bar. So how fast do they want to push themselves, especially through this set of 21 and 18 and then 15? Because it's going to get fast at the end when we're doing the 9, 6, and 3.
You'll notice the names at the top of your screen are changing colors. The leader will be listed in blue, and right now it's Samantha Briggs with a slight lead on the field. For the first time, men and women competing head-to-head here.
What's been really interesting with Samantha and Rich, those guys have been going back and forth. Samantha actually had more reps on the first ones. Rich had them most on the second workout and went back to Samantha on the third, back to Rich on the fourth, so this is the tiebreaker for those 2 champs.
First set of 21 bar-facing burpees, and it's Samantha Briggs through 14. Rich Froning is in second place. He has 11. Holmberg, Thorisdottir, and Khalipa all keeping the same pace. Once again, the leader at the top of your screen, his or her name will appear in blue, and now it's Sam Briggs moving on to 18 thrusters.
You know, when she came into the whole arena here, the word on the back of her shirt was engine. So granted, she's a firefighter, but I tell you what, this girl has a motor like nobody's business. She puts her head down and just goes for it. Doesn't matter how pretty it is, this girl gets work done like nobody.
Samantha Briggs looking for her second straight Open championship, and she has a big cushion on Annie Thorisdottir, who's in the yellow shorts towards the left of your screen. 75 points separating the 2 of them on the leaderboard, and now Rich Froning in the middle of your screen. He's on the 95-pound bar and working on his 18 thrusters.
The most amazing thing about Rich Froning is he makes everything look so cool, calm, and collected. I mean, these are thrusters, and he should be slamming through this. He's got an amazing Fran time, you know, under 220. But look how he rests at the top on every single one of these thrusters. That's something that a lot of other athletes don't do. They want to get the bar up and get it right back down again. He's smooth and consistent, and smooth and consistent is efficient, and that's what wins these events for him.
Samantha Briggs still in the lead, going through her set of 18 bar-facing burpees. Jason Khalipa chasing Rich Froning, Graham Holmberg, and Annie Thorisdottir as well in third position. And now Rich Froning is on to his second set of bar-facing burpees. And you'll notice this, and we saw this at the games last year. Rich Froning spends a lot of time looking at the big screen. We have one here, and that's the mental game right there. He paces off everybody around him.
He knows exactly where everybody is through the entire event. He has enough time to like look up and check everybody out. You know he's going to be looking up the screen here, and he's got Samantha who's basically running the rabbit right now. That's his pace person. So as long as he stays close to Samantha, he's going to be doing just fine.
Sam Briggs now on to the 15 thrusters. Rich Froning still in second. Jason Khalipa slight lead over Graham Holmberg for third, and it's Annie Thorisdottir in fifth place right now. Once Sam Briggs hits 6 thrusters, she's now halfway, and that's big mentally to know that.
There it is right there, 3:26 halfway through this workout. It's going to be impressive to see if she can hold the last half of this workout at the same clip.
Sam Briggs now through 10. Rich Froning's done with his burpees. He's going to join Sam Briggs on that set of 15 thrusters. 65 pounds for the women, 95 pounds for the men.
Again, Rich just moves so effortlessly right there. Just doesn't have any sort of, it doesn't look like he's urgent. He doesn't look like he's in a race, but he doesn't ever slow down. And right there's the halfway mark for him. 30 seconds behind Sam Briggs right now. That is impressive. That's what I thought was going to be happening.
Jason Khalipa has now separated himself from Graham Holmberg and Annie Thorisdottir. And Khalipa trying to put some pressure on the champ, Rich Froning. Sam Briggs is now through 8 bar-face facing burpees, and she continues to hold on to the lead that she gained on the very first set of bar facing burpees. Now Jason CHALIPA trying to catch up to Rich Froning. CHALIPA nearest to your screen. Next to him is Sam Briggs, and next to Briggs is the three-time CrossFit Games champion, Rich Froning, who says this could be his last year as an individual competitor.
I'll tell you what, Jason CHALIPA is really surprising me right now. He's just such a big athlete, but no one can compare to what Sam is doing. She does not stop. I swear she's like the Terminator. Will not stop until the job is done.
Briggs now, the set of 12. And now starting to break a little bit of her form, and now she's got the rhythm back.
I just don't think she's too good to stop. She doesn't make anything look pretty ever, but she is, like I said, her consistency and her motor is so insane. She'll grind through those little things until she gets to the end.
This is the first time since 2011 that Samantha Briggs and Annie THORISDOTTIR have been in the same competition. Briggs missed 2012 with a knee injury. She came back from that, won her first ever CrossFit Games championship, but Annie THORISDOTTIR wasn't here last season. She had a back injury.
This is exactly what people wanted to see, and it's going to be amazing, especially when we get to the European Regional, just to see what happens there, because we're talking about foreshadowing for the game.
Annie THORISDOTTIR had a low back injury that knocked her out of the Open last year, and right now she is in 5th place. Men and women just competing against each other here. They're not on the same leaderboard in the Open, but doesn't make it any less fun to watch.
Absolutely. I'll tell you who's impressing me right now is Jason CHALIPA. He's, I mean, by far the biggest athlete out there. And bar-facing burpees, this event comes down to the bar-facing burpees. A large athlete having to get up and now over that object, that's extra work that he's having to do compared to a lot of smaller athletes. But the guy's moving, and last year he really improved his endurance ability. You can tell that hasn't topped off at all. I know with his NorCal crew, he does a ton of burpees and boxing, so he's doing great. He's just really impressing me right now.
Sam Briggs now moving on to her set of 9. Rich Froning is in second, and Froning on to the set of 9 as well. The two defending champions nearly rep for rep here on that set of 9. Approaching the 7-minute mark. No time cap on this one. We're all doing all of these reps.
After this set right here, the last 2 rounds is virtually this round that they're in. They only have, less than 10 reps of each of these movements. This is where the race really gets exciting, and they have to push. They know they're at the end. They can't slow down. Neither of these athletes wants to come in second. Rich doesn't like to lose.
And now we have a tie for first place between Rich Froning and Sam Briggs, and they get over the bar at the same time. Jason CHALIPA on the right of your screen currently sits in second place. On the left, Graham Holmberg in the red shorts and Annie THORISDOTTIR in the yellow, battling it out for 4th place. But now Rich Froning has taken the lead from Sam Briggs, but just barely.
1 rep. It's a half a hot, Sean. That's all he's got on her. But here we are to the last set of 6 and 3. We are seriously down to the wire right now.
The two defending champions, Rich Froning and Sam Briggs, head-to-head now on their second to last set of thrusters. You can see Froning looking at the Jumbotron. Jason CHALIPA is still on his bar-facing burpees. So now Rich Froning has faced just about everybody in CrossFit, but never the woman right next to him.
This is just blowing me away right now. The head-to-head, man-to-woman, it's been going the entire open season. It's been like this between these 2 athletes. This is unbelievable. And guess what? Girls obviously are just the strongest guys. I don't want to admit that, but they are doing amazing. But wow, he's going nuts right now.
And now Froning moving in to his final set. He's all by himself in the lead. Here comes Sam Briggs. Froning has been steady throughout. 3 bar-facing burpees for him, and he will be done. Briggs is on the barbell. She will beat Annie THORISDOTTIR handily in this workout, but it's Rich Froning. Who else? The champ. Another victory.
Unbelievable.
And now Sam Briggs is in. Froning a time of 8:25.8. Sam Briggs just 6 seconds back. 8:31.4. Now the battle is for 3rd place, and Jason CHALIPA has a sizable lead on Graham Holmberg and Annie THORISDOTTIR. CHALIPA onto his final set as the 2 champions congratulate each other. Jason CHALIPA's through 3 bar-facing burpees for him, and now here's the battle for 4th place as we go back to CHALIPA, and he is about done. The hometown favorite, Jason CHALIPA, 1 to go, and he is in. 9:04 or 9:06.5 for Jason CHALIPA. And there's Graham Holmberg, the 2010 CrossFit Games champion. The only man other than Rich Froning to stand on top of the podium at the games in the last 4 years. Annie Thorisdottir, she's the two-time champion in the yellow shorts. She won in 2011 and in 2012, coming back from that back injury.
You know, Graham's really in a tough spot. He's always had that championship kind of tainted because of what the rope climb deal with Rich. He has pushed harder and harder every single year. This has been his best open season ever. You know, again, the open for these guys, this is not the end-all, be-all. They want to get to regionals and get to the games, so they obviously aren't peaking right now. Same thing with Annie. All of her events have been 20 place or worse. That's not what you would think normally for the champ, but again, this is not what it's all about. They got to get to regionals and they get into the games and really hammer it there.
Holmberg on to his final set of 3. He currently sits 9th place in the open. That's his best performance in his career. He finished 23rd in 14.1. That's his best finish so far. Rich Froning cheering on Annie Thorisdottir. Sam Briggs cheering on Graham Holmberg. And Holmberg is done. Annie Thorisdottir, the only champion, still on the floor. And she has the world's fittest cheerleading squad bringing her across the finish line.
You know, we say it every year whenever it's been at the regionals or the games or whatever. None of these athletes have gone to go get a drink yet. They haven't made their after-workout protein drink, nothing. They're here to cheer on the very last person. This is what CrossFit is all about. You talk about community, here it is right here. Even in the top echelon of the CrossFit athletes, it comes down to this.
Annie Thorisdottir still flashing that patented smile. 3-bar facing burpees for her, and this is a scene you see play out across the world in CrossFit gyms everywhere. Everybody cheering on the final person to complete the workout, and that person often gets as loud as cheers as the first person.
Yeah, you gotta love the community of CrossFit right there. That's what it's all about. The love of the athletes and bringing them through to the end like that. Just amazing.
14.5 here in Kezar Pavilion is done, and it's that man, Rich Froning, with the victory over his 4 fellow champions. We'll have more from San Francisco, California, and Kezar Pavilion when we come back.